It's the Project 100.7 1063. My name is Josh Martinez, backstage at Bunbury with Sir Sly. What's going on, fellas? How you doing?
Hey, we're doing well, I think. Are
Good?
we all doing well?
We're all doing well. I'm doing great.
Can confirm, doing well.
Very nice.
So right before we started, I was talking about I pulled a hamstring playing family softball, and I'm a little embarrassed about that because it's like there was like 12-year-olds playing. I'm 29, and I'm like getting a leadoff second, getting ready to bolt.
You gotta go hard though. You can't take it easy on family just
Well, you know
because
what
they're
it is too.
family.
Like being Puerto Rican, like all we did growing up was like boxing and baseball. So like you gotta go hard with the baseball softball gimmick. You know what I mean? What was like the most embarrassing injury you've ever had? And was it like on stage performing something?
The most embarrassing injury I've ever had?
I want to hear from all three of you.
If you need time to think of one, I immediately have one. All right, so you may or may not remember Ryan Sheckler, the skateboarding sensation from like a decade. All right, so I played high school basketball. My senior year, during the game, I like dislocated my knee and like tore some stuff, and it was pretty embarrassing because it was in like garbage time. There was like 30 seconds left. I'm bad. Like I only get off the bench when we're up by like 30 or down by 30. And anyway, so I hurt my knee, and Ryan Sheckler starts a slow clap as I'm like his high school gym, and so that was my most embarrassing injury is as I'm being helped off the floor. Ryan Sheckler just standing half mocking me with a slow clap. Yeah.
Or Jason, you have one all ready to go? It's not nearly as embarrassing as that, but just skateboarding down the street, going up, like the cut curb to get on the sidewalk, just like rolling up, fall, split my head open.
How many stitches? Do you remember?
I had like 5 staples.
Oh, they got to the staples.
I opted for staples.
Woo!
But yeah, I had a bunch of friends around, and they were nice though. They didn't give me too much crap.
They didn't make fun of you until they realized you got the staples, and then the mocking started happening, I'm sure. Do you have one?
I can't really think of any like embarrassing injuries that I've had, but I did get my finger stuck in the hinge side of the door in kindergarten, my first day of kindergarten, and I went to the doctor and they snipped it off, and then my mom took me straight back to school. She said she didn't want me to be afraid of school.
Really?
So she made me go back that day.
Little
I
did
came
she
back
know
with
that we would all eventually still be afraid of school.
Yeah.
And hate it.
I hated school from then on. Never changed all the way through.
So so it's been about a year since the album dropped. You guys have been doing, we were talking about a show at 20th Century Theater out here in the Cincinnati area. You guys are doing the music festival stuff as well. Have you guys been working on new music for a new album, or have you guys just been focusing on all the live performances and touring and such?
We have been working on new music. We have like maybe 30 demos or so written for a new album, but that's about like halfway done for us usually. We'll do, I think first record we did like 40 songs. The next one we did like 50.
Do you try to hit like 80 knowing that you're going to bring it down to like 12? Do you guys set a threshold?
I think you kind of know when you have enough good songs. It just, for us, it takes maybe 50, like 40 to somewhere in the 40 to 60 range before we know that we have like 11 or 12 that we really like. So we've been like, we record and write at the same time. So we have maybe like, this album we haven't been like finishing songs though. We've been like, oh, we'll go back and finish that one because we know that that's on the right track. Or there's like a few finished songs here and there.
20s or 30s, I think, at this point of demos.
Yeah.
20s or 30s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense. So who's been inspiring you lately? Like I know obviously growing up you guys have been inspired by certain artists, but I always find it fascinating to hear like who's been inspiring you over the last 6 to 12 to 18 months. Has there been any artist or two, and maybe something in a genre or format that we wouldn't even expect, i.e. a Kanye because his album dropped Friday or something?
I've been inspired not to release an album like that. And like that's gonna be like we pretty much all love Kanye. Like we're all Kanye boys. Ye is not connecting with me so far. I might need some more listens.
Have you heard the new album?
We did one listen through like on the bus.
Okay.
I listened on headphones after that because one of the guys who's traveling with us is a big Kanye fan as well, and I've loved everything he's put out for a long time. And this record, I was like, it didn't hit me instantly in the same way. He's like, well, give it a chance. So I listened to it in headphones again, and I was like, yeah, I read along with all the lyrics, and I was like, this is not the shit. Like this is not it for me.
Really?
First time I listened to Yeezus, I was blown away. I was like, man, this is so progressive.
Put
Like
that
he's
on in the
killing
gym,
it.
it's a wrap. Like you want to flip the entire gym building over. Like Yeezus, the way drums hit, crazy good.
Yeah.
What's the what did you see at Coachella that you've been rocking? 3 drummers.
Oh yeah,
Why am I-
Soul Wax is like really cool. That was like it's sort of like an electronic project, but like they played at Coachella, and it's basically like it was very influential, like LCD sound system type stuff. So it's like dance music, but live instruments and like tons of like synths and just weirdness, and I love that's been very inspiring. Eamon Dunes, which is like this cool sort of like almost like there's some like alt country influences in there, folk influences, but he's got it's like synths, and he's mixing a lot of different things that are interesting that I wouldn't expect to like, but I love it.
Yeah.
What about you, Jay?
What have I been listening to? I've been listening to new John Hopkins stuff, which is just straight electronic, but it's good. I don't know. Yeah. Different world.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So what do we have a timetable on a new album? Like I said, it's been a year, but I know between the last two albums there was a couple years in between, if I'm correct.
Yeah, it took us like 3 years to
about?
make and release that last one. I think this one will be faster. A lot of the reason why it took us so long to make the last one was just life circumstances, me getting divorced, my mom dying, and really taking our time with that and not pushing it to work too fast on anything. Handle it with care in that kind of way. This has seemed to be a bit faster, a bit looser. I think there's a lot of some of those. It's funny you ask like what we're currently inspired by, but like a lot of the stuff has been pretty inspired by stuff that we grew up listening to, like a little bit more of that that like early 2000s like emo kind of stuff in some ways. And then also with a little bit of some of that modern dance stuff, and a little bit of what we were doing on the last record being inspired by like funk and soul and the movement of like hip hop and rap kind of music. So yeah, I mean we're doing a little bit more of the same, a little bit of a little change. Writing love songs for the first time as a band, which is something I've never really delved into doing, but for whatever reason it's been on my, not for whatever reason, because of falling in love, it's been on my mind. There's just some crazy reason I'm like, maybe I should write love songs.